you guys, when I fall asleep at night, or as I'm trying to fall asleep at night, I often listen to, well, it tends to be spiritual, teachers who, some of whom I've read their stuff, or because we didn't used to have audiobooks and such, so it was reading it. And there's something wonderful about reading it, but also wonderful about hearing the voice. It just is, it's different. And if somebody has a good reading voice or a gentle, whatever it is, you can fall asleep to it. So I do, and then I realize it's kind of getting in to my subconscious, past some barrier of conscious mind that might say, oh, that can't be true or whatever. What amazes me is that no matter who I'm listening to, they're all pretty much saying the same thing. There's a book by Aldous Huxley called The Perennial Philosophy, and that's sort of the central theme of the whole book, is that these archetypal, the human mind's ability to kind of get at the thing that usually only expresses through dreams and so forth. He looked at the language and the concepts behind, and they're the same. Whether you're talking about the Gnostic texts or like the Gita, or listening to Pema Chodron or Alan Watts, or and just sort of throwing these names out there, Ram Dass, because they really resonate for me, and they if you stuck them all in a room, they'd be basically using the same language, and it's the language we use here. And that just occurred to me last night. I mean, it's suddenly I realized, because it's easy for people to put this stuff down, to say it's bullshit. They're just feeding people what they want to hear, and that may be true in a way, but the language of tarot is that attempt to reach what you can't talk about. It's a poetry. It's the drawing on the cave wall. It's the symbol that's just that packs a punch. So there's that. And then I was thinking, why is it always a focus on love? And is that like clickbait? Is that some way to draw in an audience in a phony way by, whatever, fuck. I'm sorry. And it, and then a part of me just snapped out of it, and of course it isn't. This is what, as long as these philosophies are, where are we in the, where's our place in the universe, and how do we understand the natural world, and all those questions about the divine and so forth. One of the other abiding things is love. And for a long time in history, it was contractual. And bonds were made between families, not because the people chose each other, but because the families agreed that this was a good match. And then in comes romantic love. The poets bring it in, the troubadours, and they start singing about a different kind of love, a different kind of contract. And that's what we're talking about here. And I don't know why a part of me says, I mean, you know, it might have elements of sort of rom-com love or whatever. And I love a good rom-com. I'm, you know, but it's not that. It's a more complicated, nuanced, prismatic emotion that can express in so many ways you can't even, you know, not only just say for your kid is different than love of your best friend or, you know, those kind of distinctions, but the way it just ripples. It's not one emotion. It's anyways. So I think what we're doing here by looking into it is not nothing. It's brave. And as we somehow, I think there's a connection between how we understand it or accept it or have the courage to look at that mystery that helps the world. And I don't know how, but I know that it does. First two cards out, Temperance. Balance, healing, time, over time. You know, those things that are undeniable and they're beyond language or culture or Six of Cups, a card of the soulmate, the best friend, the past life person, a connection that, you know, here we have all the balloons going up, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's almost like adding the lifetimes. And the little people down here that this one is looking at represent perhaps a family. It's a group of people. There are kids there. There's a childlike, no, that's not right. A childlike love, a sentimentality, a sweetness to Six of Cups. Temperance, card of Sagittarius, a card of healing. And there's something about one of the birds stays put and one flies away. So it's something that abides and yet, you know, isn't permanent in a static way. It's dynamic. Okay, what does that mean? It's dynamic. Spirit. It's dynamic, Strength card. I see this as a card of dynamic relationship. You know, of making each other strong. It's a symbiosis that is really positive, where you share, you know, your differences. She wears these little lion ears. He's as gentle as a lamb, as a maiden, as a... And she's got her hand almost in this lion's mouth. You know, it's a card of great trust, mutual trust, and a love that breaches gaps. And it takes effort, courage, you know, strength. Ace of Swords. Okay, they say lay it right out. Ace of Swords under Temperance. Knight of Pentacles under Six of Cups. And Six of Wands under Strength. This can be beginner's mind, you know, approaching each relationship, each situation as best you can, as if you'd never seen it before. So you're in a position to learn something and learn something new. I usually think of Page of Wands as beginner's mind, but they're, this person has the key in their hand and the keyhole is in their head. And it's an ace, so that's where the beginner part comes in. Okay, under on Knight of Pentacles, I don't know why I don't usually draw it that way, but today that's what we're doing. King of Wands on Knight of Pentacles, which is interesting because Knight of Pentacles, earth energy is slow. It's the slowest knight. It's step by step. Not missing a step. Sure-footed, grounded, and yet it's led by this King of Wands, who's all about movement and impulse and pride and even ambition. Six of Wands. In traditional Rider-Waite, it's a card of victory. It shows somebody coming back, it appears from war, and intact and with all their troops still there and alive, at least a good number of them. But here, there's nothing militaristic about this. There is a military tinge to this. So this is about surviving the battle, being victorious in, but there's no battle here, right? There's the sweetness of there's the pursuit of sweetness. He's drawn into this, to the sweetness. In that same Wands energy, that fire energy. There's something brave and forward-moving and expansive about this. Wands are about movement and direction, so this is like a bullseye because somebody's figured something out. They're thinking about it in a whole new way. And it's almost like the key in the lock, like threading the needle. It's very precise and precision. Maybe because this guy is full of passion and determination, but moving slowly, step by step, almost like to the beat of the drum, but it's, it's regular. I don't know. Dee-dum, 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 dee-dum. It's not like erratic and crazy. It's like the hoofbeats of the horse, sure-footed, towards something new. Kind of a bullseye with this Ace of Swords. Okay, on Temperance, we have Ten of Cups. Got that the last, I don't know how many readings. I mean, it's on the face of it. It's bringing a whole lot of love to the table, and so is the other person. It's balanced. And, I mean, it's never like you give me exactly what I give. It's sort of from each according to their ability, to each according to their need, but it's both parties end up as happy as we can be in the 3D, steeped in emotion, but not overwhelmed by emotion, balanced and, whatever this is, it's a healing feeling. And it's mutual. Okay. On Ace of Swords, Queen of Swords. That makes sense. It's interesting because on the board, the person is headed toward the flower. The King of Wands is headed toward this keyhole, this bright idea, this new way of thinking about something, or the new entry point. You know, and the trek continues with Queen of Swords. It's like everybody's moving in the same direction. Maybe that's, you know, how it's successful. And successful isn't quite the right word, but what is it, this Six of Wands? Ace of Cups. Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. A lot of new beginnings here. Heading toward the sweetness. You know, this guy keeps doing this. But it seems like that, you know, I'm marching forward quickly and passionately, ba-dum, be-dum, be-dum. And there's a slow motion quality about it, the Knight of Pentacles. But they're coming in, you know, perhaps to speak a truth or hear a truth or talk honestly about something. And while Queen of Swords isn't looking at them, she's looking at the future with her telescope, you know, clear-eyed, seeing the distant implications of where she's going and why. All the questions that a sword energy person would entertain. And she, you know, speaks the truth, expects the truth, and perhaps King of Wands is going to try to learn about that, get access to that. You know, I think he knows that this person can unlock something for them. And I think Queen of Swords would probably say, do your own peddling, you know. She's a little bit snippy, and perhaps with good reason. Although I so far don't see a challenging card in the spread. On Strength card, Hangman, those two have come out together over and over again. This is a card of Pisces, of suspension. Leo, courage, strength, fortitude. Symbiosis, the single individual trying to hang with their feelings. But then it's sort of like an ignition blast off, you know, going for the sweetness. Okay, these two are soulmates. They seem like an unlikely match, but so do these guys. It's like that part doesn't matter. There's Six of Cups that, you know, they've been at this a long time, chronologically or even over lifetimes. Like they have karma to work out with each other. And they're getting some kind of reset. Tell us about the reset. You know, needless to say, I shuffled the deck a lot. And here we have Sun card again, Divine Masculine appearing on Six of Cups. You know, warmth, Leo again. It's something about like a glow up. You know, almost like the partial eclipse. You know, so I think it's something you could almost remember from, with this deja vu kind of past life. I've been here before. Okay. I think somehow the divine masculine, the person taking action, King of Wands, same energy, doubling down on action. You know, masculine energy is usually about active principle, and this is fire energy, and this person is on fire. But it's funny because they're not going, ah, I'm on fire. You know, he's got a very stoic face. And he's this combination of King of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is kind of a stoic energy in that, you know, I'll just keep moving. I'll do the work. Pentacles energy of moving forward. For real. So if these two are karmically linked somehow, and divine masculine in particular, I think, perhaps a Leo, perhaps a Sagittarius, is beginning to remember it. And, you know, it might start as a little kind of pinpoint of light, like the flicker of a memory, almost in the periphery where you can't quite get at it, but it's getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And what it's revealing is this past life person or their soulmate. You know, it could be their understanding that this is the soulmate, or it could be like a clearer and clearer vision of what happened in these past lives. You know, there was a completion of a cycle that left these two together and in balance. Tell us about Hangman, because that's the one, everything else seems to make sense. But why the holdup? Is it to understand Six of Cups, the feelings about the past life? Sorry. Two more that we've had recently. I'm switching decks tomorrow because this is nuts. Queen of Cups. Knight of Wands. So the consideration is, you know, how do I move forward? How do I get the momentum up? To show her what I feel. Queen of Swords is a boundary setter. You know, if somebody's trying to feed her a line or, you know, get her to believe something she doesn't think is true, she will not substitute somebody else's truth for her own. You know, she just won't cave in and say, well, I guess you're right. You know, it's not that, because she's smart. She knows herself, and she tends to know the other person and not be afraid to just speak about it. Like, this is what I think you're doing, or this is what And I don't know why I'm giving an edge to it, but she gives an edge. But in this case, I think they may understand that this love, Six of Cups that goes way back, perhaps over lifetimes, that's another face of their queen. What does that mean, another face of their queen? It's, you know, they want to go toward the soft side, the gentle side. Another familiar face in these readings, Hermit, card of Virgo. Well, they may remember her as a loving person lifetime after lifetime, and so they're really drawn toward her. King of Wands is really in hot pursuit, Wands energy, passionate pursuit. And there she is, out of reach. I mean, we see a female on the card. Queen of Cups, Virgo. They think she's inaccessible. You know, she's independent, the 9 card, inaccessible. You know, they have an idealized concept of who she is. I mean, like they're put, you know, what is it? You're so lovely, you're above me. It was a pop song. Like Joan of Arc or Aphrodite. I always hated that lyric, like really. But they do. They sort of see her as this combination of divine feminines, loving and smart. Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, and they're passionate about it. They're hot to trot. King of Swords. Divine masculine, with this bird eye, and this one with the bird eye. I think it, you know, King of Swords is clear about stuff. He, she, they can see clearly and think clearly. They're discerning. There's the sword. They're honorable, you know, the sort of samurai code of honor. I think that's how they want this hermit person to see them. Okay. She is withdrawn. They're coming in. They know she loves them, or they feel it, Queen of Cups. They feel she does. So in they come, and they can't reach her. That goddamn song is in my head. Like Joan of Arc or Aphrodite. Okay, what are you clear about, King of Swords? You're clear-eyed, you're sort of analytical and passionate, and that's an interesting arc, or Queen of Pentacles. Clear about, you know, they have great admiration for this person who's really sort of moving into Empress status. All these queens. You know, she knows who she is. She's grounded. She's balanced. She's living her best life. she's looking at King of Swords, but he's looking, he's looking at us. Okay, one more on this cup. Okay. King of Pentacles. It is in the feminine aspect. Well, I think part of what this says is she's rocking her divine feminine and her divine masculine energies, the yin and the yang of it. She can receive and she can give. It emanates from her and to her. Ishibe. But complete and, not looking to anybody else to ground her or, she can take care of herself. It's not that she's adverse to mutual care by any means. And there's a way in which, this is sort of like half the flower, this fan-shaped thing. And this is the other half. She's complete. Her life is complete, and he knows it. So I think he's a little bit, maybe a little bit intimidated by her. King of Wands, King of Swords, King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Queen of, I thought there was another one. Queen of Cups. So they're both like, almost there. 3 out of 4, 3/4 of the way toward Empress, Emperor, and we do have divine masculine on the board. Okay. 4 of Pentacles. Somebody has their guard up. They're established in their own life. They're holding the house. They know who they are. They're grounded. They're in place. And there's a bit of like, I've got my own place to live. I've got my own life. I'm inclined to hang on to it, and I note there are the locks on the barrier, that padlocks that have the keyholes. I think, the truth needs to be spoken if it hasn't already. There's a need for clarification. Six of Swords, moving toward a clearer, calmer, more communicative place. I think King of Swords really wants to talk to his person. And she may at first give him the cold shoulder, sort of ignore him, look the other way. Or she really might not expect that this person is coming. But they're coming. And I think that there's an intent to speak the truth and to work together. They want to work in 3D with their queen. See, and she may have a boundary up, as Queen of Swords would. I still don't know why she's ignoring him. Is it this? Two of Wands. A decision. And it's not happening right now. But it's approaching the point of, I'm hearing no return, like deciding to go. Seven of Cups, pinpointing it toward this connection. Having a plan, getting ready. Ace of Wands. Sorry, the light is sucky. So here's the sort of inspirational idea. Ace of Wands. Then we're progressing to the 2. Natural progression. Here's the idea. I'm making a decision about how to do it. Wands energy. And I've pinpointed the connection. So I think that there is I think this is divine masculine. Because he's the wand guy. There he is getting some an impulse. And it's making him decide that he needs to get up and go. And he's now considering how. And then he pinpoints it, and it's not a destination, a place, it's a person. But they may be at a distance, geographically, and they may be at a distance because the object of his desire, all these wands energies, has gone into a kind of a retreat. She's Queen and King of Pentacles. Just a complete human being. Completely authentic. And he sees that now. King of Swords. He understands the implications of that. And I feel like I'm sounding condescending to this divine masculine. And I'm not, because he's getting it. He's like emerging from shadow. Okay. Is it this one? All right, trying to explain why Hermit is in retreat. This is the same vocabulary as the last maybe 4 readings, sometimes with different decks. This is 9 of Wands, the Wounded Warrior card. Again, in the Wands energy. Persevering, tired, burnt out, has the scars to prove it. Because they have been victorious over some kind of struggle, that 6 of Wands card. Now they're heading toward the sweetness, which is their queen. Divine feminine energy, right? We have the match. The yin and the yang. He's beginning to remember that their story it goes back lifetimes. It's an old story. It's an archetypal story. They may have switched roles through lifetimes. They may have switched roles within this lifetime of the pursuer and the one being pursued. Divine masculine, divine feminine. It's an extremely positive reading. I really don't see anything amiss. I mean, there is this. That's as close as we come. in that earth energy of the king and queen combined person. There's the block in earth energy, and there's the key in sword energy. In sword energy. The block in earth energy. And I think that the question Divine Feminine may have is, are we really a match? I mean, she'll have a lot of questions. And King of Swords is going to have to, I'm going to almost like sit through not a job interview, but that, you know, she'll really be assessing him to see, you know, do you tick the boxes? And will you follow me into the, you know, in your hot pursuit, in your hot, passionate King of Wands pursuit, your divine masculine, you know, I get it now energy. Will you follow me into the place of deep feelings? You know, I want to go to the heart of it. This is the water energy, Cancer energy. I want to go to the heart of it. Because neither king, we have Queen of Cups, but no King of Cups. So that's the ask. Seven of Cups, that's what she sees as the point of this whole thing. Love, love, love. Okay, on the board we have Leo and Strength, Pisces and Hangman. I think that's what this is, because they're both cards of suspension or not yet or hole up there. It's almost like show me your credentials, like that interview thing. And Queen of Swords would do that a little bit. Like, I'm going to hold your feet to the fire. Tell me everything. Because they may have felt they were too wounded. I had a friend once, I hadn't seen him in a long time, and I said, do you still have long hair? And he said, yes, it's to hide the scars. And at the time, we were ha ha ha. And later I thought, wow, that he was trying to tell me something. Trying to hide the scars. And if you're dealing with Divine Feminine in her high intuition, you can't. You can't hide the scars. You know, this person, this feminine, will not go in and try to you know, peel you like an onion. No, no, no. But highly intuitive to what they feel and to what you feel. And no dummy. What you really feel, Queen of Swords. The truth about what you feel. They're, you know, if they can get beyond this, power couple time. You know, they're both apprehensive. She's guarded, he's wounded, he's hiding his scars, you know, and he may have cut her off because of that. I don't want you to see my scars. And she's like, right. You know, I'll retreat behind the gate, behind the, you know, into the cave, inaccessible at the top of this. Joan of Arc and Aphrodite. All right. I love you guys. Hey, listen, subscribe if you haven't already. The channel is growing by leaps and bounds, and, you know, I think we're onto something. Thank you for watching. if you've lasted this long, you know, these ones are longer than I wish, but I have to go till I get to the end, and it's a happy ending, or a happy beginning, or the potential, those aces, you know, for love and clarity. True love, Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. Maybe. Opportunity for it anyway. So yeah, do this, please, and come back. We're a good group. I like what we're becoming. All right, I'll see you next time.